oh my God, like I didn't think that that was actually a possibility. I was like so shocked, and I did not believe that that actually could have happened.
This is a quote from Caroline Lagarde, a student at Santa Clara University, describing the moment she found out about the overturning of Roe v. Wade, a cataclysmic decision made by the Supreme Court on June 24th of 2022, one that was a huge step backwards for women's rights. This conclusion has created an environment in which women have lost the ability to make decisions regarding their own bodies.
The overturning of Roe v. Wade gave states the ability to make anti-abortion laws, a power that 14 states have utilized to make abortions illegal, with several more states looking to follow. These laws show little to no regard for specific situations and often target citizens who are part of the LGBTQ community, people of color, or people living in poverty. There are people everywhere who find themselves in a position where they would be unable to carry or care for a child, whether it be financial status, age, or health conditions.
I'm Sydney.
And I'm Georgia.
And as women in our first year of college, we know that the mental, physical, and economic toll of pregnancy would be something that we're completely unprepared for.
Statistics show that college students in the United States spend an average of $600 on rent, $413 on books, between $40 and $180 a week on groceries, all while funding 92% of their education using financial aid or loans and having a median income of $34,089 a year. According to Smart Asset, the yearly cost of raising a child is around $20,000 to $30,000, which does not include the cost of pregnancy, which can reach up to $7,000 even with insurance.
Even if the average college student could handle the financial burden of pregnancy, they would need an extensive support system. Being in college, students typically don't have access to a vehicle, which will make it difficult to reach doctor's appointments, and many students are hours away from any family that could assist them. Unfortunately, despite the need for support from peers, pregnant students can be isolated from typical social gatherings and may be judged and secluded from their peers.
Leaving home to attend college is already difficult enough. Trying to make friends and join new groups all while attending classes and living alone is hard on everyone. Pregnancy takes an immense toll on a person, and having to deal with it alone while experiencing the roller coaster of college is something that no one should have to go through.
Pregnancy would also require students to miss classes, whether it's for doctor's appointments, morning sickness, depression or anxiety, fatigue, or any number of issues that can arise during pregnancy. It would be nearly impossible to have consistent attendance and to keep up with work. During pregnancy, it is essential for women to prioritize their own health as well as their baby's health, and doing so can mean staying in bed and getting as much rest as possible. Additionally, high levels of stress, common for college students, can lead to numerous complications in pregnancy, including early labor, low birth weight, and problems in fetal development.
To get a more personal take on how the overturning of Roe v. Wade affects college students, we want to return to our interview with Caroline Lagarde. We sat down to chat with her about her experience at school and how she feels they would affect her ability to carry or raise a child.
Like, pregnancy takes so much work. Like, especially, like, if you're gonna carry a child to term, like, near the end, the amount of doctor visits you have to go to, how expensive all of that is. Like, I don't have the health insurance that would be able to pay for that sort of, like, doctor care, and then getting there, I don't have a car, and so then I would have to pay to, like, Uber or take the train and then walk, which if I'm 8 months pregnant, like, that's not gonna go over really well.
Yeah.
And so I think just generally, like, and again, like, you get super fatigued, you get super, like, your body is working overtime to, like, create a child, that, like, I can't, like, sit there and, like, study for my midterms when, like, I am just gonna be, like, exhausted, and, like, you, like, can't really move, and you get really hungry, and, you know, all sorts of things that I was just like, I just don't think you could be able to, I would not be able to manage both of those things at once.
The overturning of Roe v. Wade is a difficult situation for everyone, but it's important to know how it affects each group specifically. Although today we've talked about the effect on college students, there are so many other groups that this law targets.
So what can we do to try to solve this problem for ourselves and future generations? Well, after the overturning of Roe v. Wade, these decisions are in the hands of state elected officials. As college students who are now within the voting age, the most important thing that we can do is educate ourselves, to be kind and compassionate to our peers, and to vote for politicians who are going to uphold our values. Keep in mind that everyone is in a different position, and pregnancy is an extremely difficult thing to navigate, especially without extensive support.
I'm Sydney.
And I'm Georgia.
And thank you for listening.